Welcome back. In this episode, we're building a mob farm, starting with totally ethical chicken feed, then we automate violence with mob mashers and fans. We'll fire it up, wrangle the waste using laser IO, and try to stop the drops from being weird. Let's get into it. Since the last episode, I built this contraption. I realized I had a bunch of netherrack I could actually process and turn into useful resources. The crushing wheels upstairs weren't really that accessible, so I just created a very simple thing here just to turn the netherrack into crushed netherrack and run it through. Then I also realized that you can actually make ender pearls if you wash crushed endstone. I went for a bit of a journey out to here, grabbed some endstone, ran it through the diamond auto hammer onto the conveyor belt, and yeah, so we've got enough ender pearls now. So what that means is I have set up a second teleporter. To select a destination, you just shift right click. Now I've got a choice of home or nether. So if I pick nether and set that, if I right click, I'm now in the nether. Excellent. So since I had the ability to travel back and forth from the nether, I decided to do some exploring of the nether dungeons, and that went well. So what are we doing this episode? So I think we could set up the mob grinders. I've created this area here in preparation for it. I'm going to have one for hostile mobs and one for passive mobs because they get different types of drops. This is what we're going to be tackling. So we're going to have to build a monster masher, absorption hopper, some of these chicken feeds to create these eggs, and a mob fan, or 2 or 3. So I guess we should get to it. So first things first, we need to make this nutritious chicken feed and also this GM chicken feed cursed. I'm not sure why they didn't just call it cursed chicken feed. Let's start with the nutritious one. So it's just a bunch of vegetables and things we already have, but also this raw experience. So we're going to need a way to get some experience buckets. Now there's something called an experience obelisk, which looks like this. One of the outputs of that is actually experience. So we can just bucket stuff out of that. And it steals it from, well, for me. So we just need an emerald, glass bottle, and obsidian. I think I've got some glass bottles. Yep. And some obsidian. I think I made one piece of obsidian. Yep, there we go. One of those. And where's my own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty. Emerald at the top. Iron down the sides. Obsidian and a glass bottle. Done. Put it here. So how does this work? So you can store. Oh yeah, so it took 10 of my levels. So let's grab 4 buckets of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need to grab some of those components. So what was it? Like beetroot seeds, carrot, and stuff like that. So carrot, some kind of seeds, potato, wheat, and beetroot. Okay, well I've got all of those. So I should be able to craft this now. Done. Now while we're at it, we might as well make this one, which also requires some seeds, spider eye, bone, gunpowder, and rotten flesh. We have all those without any problems at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make this one. Done. Okay, cool. We've got the 2 chicken feeds. So the idea is you feed it to a chicken and then the chicken has a bit of an issue and it creates either a golden egg or a rotten egg. So we don't have any chickens at the moment, but I've got a few eggs somewhere. I've got 16. That should create at least a few chickens. Create a few chickens in here and come back once they're fully grown, I guess. I don't think you can do the transformation on baby chickens. There's 1. There's 2. Growing time, 1,170 seconds. So what's that? 20 minutes. So let's start with the mob masher. We're going to need 2 of these. Iron swords, diamonds, block of iron, block of redstone, and these iron spikes. The iron spikes themselves take iron swords. So we just need to make a bunch of iron swords. 1, 2, 3. What was it? Was it just this? Yeah, okay. So that's a spike. What else did we need for the mob masher? Diamond. Oh, we need some more iron swords. And we need some diamonds. So let's grab some of that. And then some more swords. 1, 2. I think that's everything. Yep, there's 1. So we've got the mob masher. Essentially, that is just a device that when powered, so if I plonk a lever there, you can see it starts rotating and it will do damage to anything that touches it. What we want to do is set up some fans so that it blows the mobs into that masher. I'm going to need a few mob fans. We're going to need, I think, 4. So do I have all the ingredients for that? Craft 4. There we go. That's pretty handy. So these basically look like that. Place a lever next to it or on it, and it rotates and it pushes like that. You can change the size of it as well. So currently it's just pushing in this one area. So if I stand just next to it, I'm fine. But if I step into it, it pushes me quite far. So what my plan is over here, have a mob fan here that's blowing in this direction. We're going to extend its range so it can cover 5. So they'll all be blown over to here. And then what I want to do is have a mob fan in that spot blowing this way and have the grinder here. So that should move all of them into this corner here. And then I'll do the opposite over here, blowing into this corner. And then that will get killed and then we'll collect the drops and that'll look good. What else do we need? We're going to need some tinted glass. We want it to be dark inside. Make 8 of those. Another 8. 24 should be enough. All right, so next we want to make some upgrades. We just need 2 upgrades. So there's different upgrades. Mod fan width upgrade. We need a few of those. That's pretty easy. So that will modify it by 1. So I think we need 2 of those. How many feathers do we have? Only 6. That will be a problem. We might need to get more chickens. Okay, I think we can make 2 from the looks of it. So if we demonstrate this again, if I place down the mob fan and add in one of these upgrades, that is the area it's going to be blowing. And so obviously, yeah, 3. And then if we add a second one, that's what we want. Let's do this one first, I guess. Take that out, put the mob fan in there, put the upgrades in, show the area. That will work quite nicely. This will be glass here. Guess we can start putting in the glass. We want another fan here. Pop that into there. And this one will be here. Put the grinders in here, like that. Now, if I turn that on, it should blow me into that, but it's not switched on, so I'm safe. We could actually do a tinted glass roof, couldn't we? Because that would be dark inside then. And this one doesn't need tinted glass, does it? Because it's a passive mobs. It actually needs to be light inside. So next we need an absorption hopper. So we need an eye of ender, some obsidian, and hopper. It's got a 7x7x7 area. If I can upgrade that to be a bit wider, I can just get away with 1, which would be handy. I just need an eye of ender. So that's easy enough. Grab some of these guys. And some of the blaze powder that we found earlier. Eye of ender. All right, we've got the obsidian. And let's make this absorption hopper. So I'm thinking probably put it here. And if I get that to show the area, and then maybe if we turn off this area here so we're not confused. We need it to cover, well, mostly this area around these things here, but maybe back a bit further as well. So let's push it back 2. Can we do that? Oh, yeah. 1 more. Yep. And it won't cover that area there, but if we can make a range extender, what do we need for that? Absorption radius thing. Okay, more of the same. I just need to add, what, 2 more? Yeah, okay. I'll make a couple of those and come back. 2 absorption radius upgrades. Pop these in. There we go. Covering the entire area. Perfect. What do we need now? So we need somewhere for the drops to go. We need a tank and also storage controller. So I think we're pretty much ready. I've done some work, obviously. So I've built this tinted glass. Tinted glass is pretty good because it doesn't allow light to pass through. This is where the hostile mobs are going to spawn. That needs to be completely dark. But obviously we don't want stuff spawning in there while we're not using the grinder because that would just be annoying. So what I've actually done is I've hooked up a lever. I've got the 2 fans, the mob grinder, and the light all hooked up to this lever. So you can see that's turning, the fans are going, and the light's off. So once we've made this evil ground, it should do what it needs to do. The other thing is there's some pistons over there, which you can't see very well, but there's some pistons over there which move across to protect that door just while it's in operation. Over here, we've got a very similar setup, but the light doesn't turn off. This is going to be passive mobs, so it doesn't have to be dark. I've got access ports here to get underneath, just to work with the redstone. I find that's quite convenient if you want to change stuff. I'm not great at redstone, but I am trying to learn. Through here, we have the sort of the maintenance area, so I can get to all these things. And that's also how we access these rooms here. I wanted to be able to come in here and change anything I needed to without being killed by the fans and the mob masher. So having that on-off switch is pretty useful. Cool. All right. I think we've got just about everything. So we've got the GM chicken feed cursed and the nutritious chicken feed. So all you got to do is feed it to a chicken. Sorry, guys. And we got our rotten egg and nutritious chicken feed.
Happy birthday, Taco!
Right. Okay. I didn't know I was going to play happy birthday music, but we now have the 2 eggs. With the absorption hopper, we're going to need somewhere for the items to go and somewhere for the liquid to go. Now, by liquid, I mean XP. We've got all these quests to tick off, and one of them has a tank that we can use. This is the one. You get a jumbo tank for free. That holds 1,024 buckets. That's huge. And how we would actually make that? How hard would that be to make? Okay, 4 singularity tanks. Okay, so not hard at all. All right, we could have done that. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put a storage wall here. So I'll cut this section out, make some 2x2 drawers, put a storage controller on this side, and so I can put the tank here. So let's do that now. Now that direction is east, according to the mini map there. So on the east side, we want to output fluid. Okay, it's connected. That's cool. Now we need the storage controller. Put that on that side. And that means west would be items. Nice. Okay. So let's clear a little area here. Put like a 4x4 wall here. Now we need to link them with the linking tool. All right, we can use these eggs. So the golden egg obviously we'll use in there. Maybe I'll start with that one and we'll see if it's working. So the idea is you want a 5x5 area of grass. This whole thing will turn into delightful dirt. So here we go. It is actually spawning stuff. There's a flying creature in there though. Okay, interesting. I guess we turn this on and see what happens. Okay, well, it's working. It's somewhat horrific, but it is working. I wonder how often they spawn. We are getting XP pretty slowly, but it is coming in. We got some items, what you'd expect, some mob souls. Cool. All right, well, let's do the same for the other side. Okay, because the light is on, nothing will spawn in there. So we can fix that by turning this like that. Just gonna... Oh, wow. Well, that seems to work quite well. Oh, no, what is that? It's a French horn. We're going to have to put a filter in for these things. One final thing I want to do is create something called an ender inhibitor. This will stop endermen from teleporting out of the mob grinder. And this is how you build it. So redstone dust, 2 iron ingots, eye of ender, and glowstone dust. Nice and simple. Should be able to just place it over here. Like maybe just there. I'm going to have to spend a bit of time figuring out how I can filter out the instruments and things that I don't want. So I'll do that and come back, I guess. I've had a little bit of think about it. My solution might be laser IO. It's a mod I've never used, but it seems pretty cool. It's basically a way of routing items around with special cards, and they're very customizable. There's filters you can put on, and one of them is a mod filter, which would let me filter out everything from that instruments mod, which is pretty amazing. So we need to build some laser nodes and some connectors. What's a connector look like? So a laser connector is just glass, redstone, a logic chip, and iron ingots. Logic chip is something you've got to cook. Interesting. And a raw logic chip, just a block of quartz, redstone, clay, and gold nuggets. Easy. Make a few of those and then cook them up. So I upgraded all my furnaces to be emerald, so it's much quicker now, as you can see. Make one of those. So that's what it looks like. It's not quite a full block, which means you can access the sides, which is pretty handy. So that's not going to do anything without item cards. So we're going to need an item card. Make one of those. Or let's make 4 of those. They don't stack. That is amazing. We wanted to make a mod filter, which requires a basic filter and a book. Basic filter is easy. One of those. So let's do that. There we go. Awesome. All right, let's get laser IO happening. Actually, hang on. before we do that, we're going to need a trash can. Item trash can looks like that. One of those. Done. So anything you put in the trash can is just voided. Cool. Right, so I need to move that over. Put some laser IO in between, I think. Oh, that's almost full already. Jeez. So let's take this. Maybe I'll turn this off. It's a bit too loud. Put that there. And then put the trash can underneath, I reckon. Put the laser node right there. I wonder if that will just put items into there automatically. I mean, it can't contain items, but I wonder if it will just route them. That's all sitting there waiting to go. So all I got to do is connect up that edge there. So I've put in an item card on that edge. Is that going to have started to move them over? No, it hasn't. Okay. So what direction was that? That was west. So there should be a card in here for west. But I haven't configured this card. So right-clicking configures it, and we want extract. Is that going to work? Or do we need a card on this side as well? Let's try that. So right-click, insert. Yeah, I guess that's the one we want, isn't it? Or, oh, hang on, no. Yeah, okay. I can see what I'm doing wrong. You can see the line is going in the wrong direction. So this needs to be insert and that needs to be extract. So right click and that needs to be insert and that needs to be extract. Is that right? No. Why is that not working? Is it because that would be unlinked now? I need to relink it. So that was working the whole time. So I think the problem is I forgot to relink this because I moved it. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Okay. Let's do that. Now, is that going to transfer the items? Yes, there you go. Okay. That's frustrating. Now we need to fix up this wall of mess. So what I want to do is put a card at the bottom that puts anything from the instrument mod into the bin. Got my item card. I want to put a mod filter in there. I need something from that mod. Okay, hang on. Grab one of those. Okay, so instrumental mobs in there as a mod filter. And then insert. So I want to go to the down face, put the item card into that. And that should be insert. Yeah. All right, well, it's looking a bit better. I'm going to have to do a lot more filtering, obviously, because there's bows and random stuff coming through that I don't want. That is a proof of concept, at least. It should do the job. Should be able to turn this back on and then, yeah. Well, I think that's a good place to leave this episode. And as it turns out, this series. Since episode 4, a lot of time has passed. I decided to take a bit of a break and Stoneblock 4 got released. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to continue this playthrough on Stoneblock 3 since we're only 5 episodes in. So in the next episode, we're going to be restarting on Stoneblock 4. I've been having a bit of a look at it and it's got some really cool questing stuff built into it, sort of gated progression and a few changes that I think are going to be quite welcome. If you want to get more involved and have a bit of a chat, we've got a bit of a community going on Discord, link in the description. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.